higher the price on the stock, the more sellers and the less buyers. If the
Hmm.
price of a stock lowers, then there are more sellers and more buyers. And that's usually where price stops dropping. So basically, like, let's say Microsoft stock goes down. You'll see less sellers because you can't make a profit out of it, but more buyers in the hopes that the value of the stock will increase in time, and in which case you'll wait for the target value, which is the peak performance in which you actually sell it off at a profit.
Right.
Um, oh wow. And okay, this thing has a warning too. When you try playing stocks for yourself, and I mean the third liner stocks that are really volatile, you will feel the urge to get greedy. Imagine your money doubling in one day. That's 10 times more than any interest a bank can give you in a year. The same risk that enables that is the same risk that will enable your money to be reduced to 1/10 of its value. People just get greedy sometimes. That's the one of the points of this book, I suppose. So on
Hmm.
one hand, you can double your money, but the other hand, you can make your money so worthless it becomes 1/10 of its value. So there's
So be
risk.
humble.
Yeah.
Be humble. Play smart. In fact, that should be our motto.
Got it. Be humble, be smart.
Ego kills, gents.
Yep. If we're going to stocks, we're not going to pour in all our funds on one thing. That would be just stupid.
Hmm.
So is Sherbert Slemon supposed to be joining us later?
No, probably not.
Uh, that's that. I want Sherbert Slemon in here. Gonna live streams Skyrim.
Some scary.
Yeah, watch me play Skyrim. I'm actually good at Skyrim. Or
How
at
do I
least
save this damn PS2 emulation without it formatting my hard drive?
I don't know.
Kind of sketches me out.
Crap, there's a head here. So I got OBS to work without frying my computer.
What was the problem?
Oh, I had it. I had the settings to where it rendered or encoded on my GPU, like all of it on my GPU, without
Oh, okay.
getting my CPU involved. Which is bad, I guess. So I got it like 50-50, like 50% goes to my GPU and 50% goes to my CPU. So it should run fine now. So I figured it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I've discovered something. I've made a discovery, guys.
What have you discovered?
Shadow of the Colossus, unfortunately, runs horribly when emulated.
Really?
Yeah. Sadly. It just
Meaning
won't
to
run.
play that.
It won't run. It just won't run.
Any reason why?
Well, it's an earlier game, For some reason, there's a lot
That's
of older
about-
games that just don't run correctly when emulated. Like I'm running it right now. I'm trying to run it at 4K, and it's just lagging really hard. Excuse me. And even at 1080, like it won't run in 1080. How much?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there you go.
Let's see what were the specs for PS2.
Are you gonna try to like emulate the specs from the PS2?
No, if I was gonna run it like a PS2, I'd have to have the same firmware. And the only time you can get the same exact firmware is running it on that console. It just has something to do. Shadow of the Colossus is a game that runs really well with PS2's firmware. When a game is run on a console, there's all sorts of encrypted data that gets sent to the PlayStation BIOS, and the BIOS is really good at unencrypting that information and playing the game.
Right.
When you're running that game on Windows, it's really weird because how people have to get that information, they have to go in and they have to get the files from the disk, they have to unencrypt them all as best they possibly can, and then they have to recompile it to an ISO, and then another phony BIOS, a phony firmware emulating the PS2's firmware, has to unencrypt that information from that recompiled thing, and it's just by the time it gets to that point, most of the times it's just so jumbled up and fucked up it just doesn't run right. So there's hope because
Oh, by the way, can you hear Skyrim being played on or can you hear yourself on the other end?
Oh, I don't know, I'm downstairs making cereal. I don't think I did. But yeah, like I was saying, there is hope. You can sit there. You can sit there and you can try and optimize it. Might take you a few hours, but you can do it if you're really that motivated. I've seen people do it too. I've seen people run Shadow of the Colossus at 4K, 60 frames a second, solid. But not there yet. Now, what I'm really interested in is there's a team somewhere, and they're currently building an Xbox 360 emulator and a PS3 emulator. And word around the campfire has it, there's a guy currently working on a Wii U emulator.
That's
That
what
would
I
be sick. Yep, that would be sick. I would be really, really excited about that if that was the case. Honestly.
No, that didn't work.
Okay, enough of reading about economics. That was really interesting. I think I found a new passion in economics, actually.
Did you?
Yep.